Dorian Vasquez.
Yeah, hi. I looked at my calendar before I walked up here and I realized I made it to 15 months clean, so I got that going for me. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, except like weed and alcohol. And, yeah, I'm not the Pope. My problem was with Coke, and I knew it was a problem immediately because when I made it to a year, I was so happy I wanted to celebrate with Coke. It's a real AA moment in my life, hence the weed. It suppresses that urge. Smoke a lot of weed now. I quit for a long time because the paranoia was too much. Like, there was a moment I thought my house was haunted. It just turned out the radio was on. Made me question my atheism. It's a frightening feeling. Like you sit in the dark, and your voice in the corner. You're just thinking, "Oh God, I gotta call Mom. Tell her she's right." It's fucking stupid. Say, when I did drugs, I'd say I was a functioning drug addict. I differentiate between a drug addict and a functioning drug addict. The difference being, a drug addict, they make life difficult for themselves and the people around them. A functioning drug addict makes life difficult, but they pay for their own shit. Like, that's where I fall in. Like, Dorian's a fucking asshole, but man, can he hold down a job. This man has skills. Like, that's the kind of drug addict to be if you had to choose. Like, people wouldn't mind being Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street. Nobody wants to be Pookie from New Jack City. I remember when I was getting clean, like the first 30 days getting clean are always the hardest because like you're withdrawing, you feel really gross and depressed, and like I remember I had this moment where I was staying with my brother. He had a gun in the house, and I remember I went to go. I found it one day. I was sitting there by myself, just holding this gun, just staring at it, and the only reason I didn't put it in my mouth was because it was a Glock. Like, ugh. Yeah, I don't want to die from a Glock. Like, have some respect for yourself. My body's a temple. I honestly don't even know shit about guns. I just know to slide on the back and break your teeth, and I don't want to die with no teeth. That's how I got over my depression. I realized I'm more vain than suicidal. It's like I'm on the brink of death, but my mother's in my head going, "But you're so cute. Why would you do that to your face?" It's my mother. She's very religious and just unbelievably superficial. Like, she hated the Passion of the Christ because she didn't think Jim Caviezel was handsome enough. Made me realize that narcissism might be genetic. Like, I'm learning to control my anger purely out of vanity. Like, I realize you can't have hair like mine and also be like, "Fuck!" Look at this. Yeah, you can't have flippy hair and an anger problem. Like, it looks evil. If I was speaking German, we'd all be afraid right now. Was ist aus Scheiße? It's like a handicap. This hair can't get into sports. I love baseball, but I could not watch the World Series. God forbid the Dodgers miss a pop fly. Like, are you fucking kidding? Like, why is the bartender crying? I don't even ask for this haircut. I go to a black barbershop in Philly, and it's what they give me. Like, I think it's a prank. Like, because like I'm Hispanic, but I'm like just racially obscure enough to still get fucked with. So I'm like, I think you're going up a little high on the sides there. He's like, "Nah, man, it looks good." Me walking around like the Hispanic love child that Richard Spencer disowned. I thought this audience would be a lot more woke. Did we forget who Richard Spencer was? For those of you forgetting, that's the white supremacist guy. He got punched on TV last year. Yeah, look him up again. Same hair. It's fucking scary. Like, made me realize I need to watch my mouth because I'm like, he got punched for being a racist. Like, I'm a comedian. I say awful shit in jest constantly. Like, last thing I want is to be walking down the street and get sucker punched by some male feminist. Have these soft vegan knuckles. Scrape my cheeks. That was a trip when he got punched because like it divided the country, and I realized it's because like whenever you see a white supremacist normally on TV, they usually like upset. They're like frothing at the mouth, just like fucking ducks don't pay taxes or whatever their like agenda is. But he was composed, like he was delivering hate speech, but he was saying it like a liberal pussy. Like, you remember like he had a high, like I have an English degree voice, like I don't think It's like he just he had like his hand on his hip, all liberal, like that pregnant lady stance that liberal men do. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this bit. Let's move on. I'm originally from Los Angeles, but I lived in the Midwest for 4 years, which that was not a choice. Like, people ask me about it all the time because it sounds suspect as fuck. Like, you left Los Angeles for Ohio? Some witness protection shit. It's something about leaving any coast from the middle of the country, people just assume you were being chased. Like, I mean, me and my family, like, we were, but it was immigration. Like, you don't know how much I wish that was just a hack premise. Like, you ever feel yourself be a stereotype? Like, that hurts. Like, why'd you leave Los Angeles? Well, we just got really tired of La Migra fucking with us. Ow. Jesus, that hit right in the ethnicity. Yeah, now I live in Philadelphia. The first month when I lived out here, I was living out of an Airbnb, which I realized is a step just above homeless. Living with a Vietnamese family off 62nd and Woodland. I hear the ooh, yeah, it's the hood. I knew it was immediately because when I got off the bus, the first thing I saw was a lady cursing out a pigeon. I'm not lying, like, there was like no drugs involved. She was just walking home with groceries, just like, fuck out the way, bird! Like, this place is rough. I also knew it was the hood because the streets weren't double digits. Thank you. That's my rule of thumb. I've lived in many hoods. The higher the digit, the more dangerous the street. God forbid it crosses with a historical figure. 89th and Martin Luther King. Fuck. It might as well be in Yemen. I want to travel just to see if that joke is universal. Go to China, 46th and Mao. That they all have AK-47s, but they don't work. Now I live in a pretty decent neighborhood. I live off 11th and Spring Garden, which is like, it's not so hood that like I feel uncomfortable walking around, but it's definitely hood enough where all the hipster white kids do. Like, nothing's quite holding back gentrification like a black dude with dreadlocks shoulder bumping a white dude with dreadlocks. It's like the pigeon thing. Fuck out the way, Cody! It's a cool neighborhood. Like, it's still got like a little hood to it. Like, I got mugged, but the dude let me keep my ID. That's pretty nice. Like, it's like, I've been mugged before. That doesn't, like, dude had like a 38 in my face. He was just like, give me your wallet. And I'm like, well, can I keep my ID? He was just like, yeah, of course. 6 weeks in Philly. It really is the city of brotherly love. Go Birds. Oh, man. It's a weird thing. Like, I never expected that. I've been mugged before. He's like, man, I'll shoot you if you don't hand over that wallet. But fuck, I don't want you to go to the DMV twice. I might kill you, but that place is murder. It's fucking stupid. I'm glad I moved to Philly, though. I was having a rough couple years. I'm the youngest of 4 in my household. My just older brother, he's gay. And not only is he gay, but a couple years ago, he contracted HIV. It's a real tragic thing. Did I hear an awe? Thank you. It was his fault, don't worry. Well, he didn't get it from like a blood transfusion. He rolled the dice in a man's asshole. But you're right, it is fucked up. No, but it is fucked up. Like, when I found out, like, it really hurt me because, I mean, it's a kid, we grew up with each other, you know what I mean? Like, just basically told me he has a death sentence on his life, but like, later that year, he found that he ended up meeting this guy, also has HIV. Not the same guy he got it from, but like, they ended up meeting, and I've never seen two people more like actually in love, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you see people all the time, they try to make relationships work, like, have friends who just like, toxic relationships, your parents might always be fighting, and I saw these two people not only fall in love, but they bought a house together, and after they did, the dude proposed to my brother, and the following Valentine's Day, they didn't make a big deal about it, he just sent me a text letting me know, like, hey man, just to let you know, we ended up eloping. Just went down to the courthouse. Now we're married. And, you know, one thing that comedians we try to do is we try to turn our tragedies into something funny and beautiful, and I just saw that happen in real time, you know? Like, now I have a new brother-in-law, so there's something cool come out of that. Yeah. But I'm still a comedian, and my first thought when I found out was, man, maybe HIV is the gay man's let's get married because she's pregnant. Like a shotgun wedding, but the barrel is just loaded with AIDS. Thank you guys for having me, Punchline.
I'm shocked, man. He seemed nice backstage. I think he's done is like a barrel loaded of AIDS. All right, later. I was like, holy fuck. He was such a nice boy.